Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to our YouTube channel once again. And it is my hope and prayer that this video is actually going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I am fine. Kisumu is also fantastic. And maybe you could also let me know where you're watching the video from, the county or the country, in case you are out of the republic. Ladies and gentlemen, Raila Odinga today picked Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka to lead the 5-member team which will be negotiating with the Kenya Kwanza. Why do you think Raila Odinga picked on Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka? And why do you think Martha Karua was left out? Why do you think Raila Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta never picked anyone from the mountain? Those are some of the issues which Kenyans are currently raising. So in this video, I want us to go through that press statement which Azimio released earlier today, and then look at specifically why Raila Odinga picked Kalonzo, Eugene Wamalwa, and the other individuals. Let us begin by going through this statement. The statement reads, press statement, Azimio delegation to dialogue committee. It says, further to our statements yesterday expressing commitment to dialogue with Kenya Kwanza for a speedy and sustainable resolution to the country's problems, and after internal consultation, Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Coalition Party has today named its delegation to the talks as follows. Number 1, His Excellency Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, delegation leader. Number 2, James Opiyo Wandayi, the leader of the Minority Party National Assembly. Number 3, Honorable Eugene Wamalwa, party leader, DAP. Honorable Okongo Omogeni, Senator Nyamira, and Honorable Amina Mnyazi, MP Malindi. This is the lady who who actually replaced Aisha Jomwa. And the statement goes further. Our position remains that no party to these negotiations can claim a right to determine for the other what to raise and what not to raise. Azimio will respect Kenya Kwanza's right to bring all its issues to the table. We expect Kenya Kwanza to do the same with our issues. The issues which the team has instructions to put on the table are, now they are talking of the issues which they are going to place on the table: high cost of living, basically that's going to be the finance bill; audit of the 2022 elections, that is the issues to do with the servers, and also maybe the issues to do with the reconstitution of the IBC. Then the bipartisan reconstitution of IBC, inclusivity in the national affairs, and respect for political parties in line with the constitution. Azimio is keen on a time-bound program of talks that should take 1 month beginning August 1st, 2023. Signed today. Now, but the biggest question, because for me, I'm always interested in the politics of all this. Why do you think Raila Odinga picked on Kalonzo, Eugene Wamalwa, and not Martha Karua or someone else from the larger Mount Kenya region? That's exactly what I want us to look into in this particular video. But before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. And for this particular video, ladies and gentlemen, I want you guys to just press that thumbs up button, or you can also drop your comment. That's how you can support the channel. And of course, allow me to also thank the following individuals who are seeing their names on the screen for the coffee which they sent me earlier today. It goes a long way in supporting this channel. You can also do the same using the numbers on your screen. Ladies and gentlemen, let us dive in. Let me just take a sip before we proceed. Ladies and gentlemen, from all indications, and from this appointment, if you ask me, Azimio team, or Raila Odinga for that matter, is keen on these talks. I'm told in Kenya Kwanza, they are likely also to appoint their team. But if I were Raila Odinga and Azimio, I would have waited for Kenya Kwanza to release their team. Because when we had the bipartisan talks, Azimio released the list of their team members, and then Kenya Kwanza released some very weak team. So I don't know the people Kenya Kwanza are going to pick. But because Azimio has already given us their list, why do you think Azimio picked on Kalonzo Musyoka and Eugene Wamalwa? Because for Opiyo Wandayi, it was very clear, according to the way they agreed, according to the previous statement, they were to have 4 members from outside parliament, 2 each. So which means Kalonzo and Wamalwa are from outside. Personally, I'd hoped or I'd thought that they were going to have, let's say, a religious leader, or say some other person, not a politician. But they've opted for the 2 from outside. And then Wandayi, for example, has been chosen because according to the agreement, they were supposed to have 2 individuals, the leader of the majority and the leader of the minority, maybe to link with the parliament. And then after that, they were supposed to have 2 members of parliament each. And that's why we have Okongo Mugeni to represent the Senate. And then we have Amina Mnyazi to represent National Assembly. So which means our focus is on 2 individuals from Azimio side, which is Eugene Wamalwa and which is also Kalonzo Musyoka. Let us begin by why Raila Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta picked on Kalonzo. Number one, something tells me from this appointment that Azimio are trying so hard to give Kalonzo Musyoka the much needed visibility. There's this talk that Kalonzo Musyoka is likely to be the Azimio presidential candidate in 2027. And if that were to be the case, then it means right now, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka needed to be visible. So by leading Azimio team, he's going to get the right visibility. Many Kenyans will be seeing Kalonzo Musyoka addressing the nation on this particular matter. So for me, I tend to think that because of the 2027 politics, there is need to give Kalonzo Musyoka more visibility, to test his ability, capacity to lead. And that's why he's been appointed. So for me, that's the first reason why I think Raila and Uhuru agreed on Kalonzo. Number 2, I also tend to think that Kalonzo Musyoka, having operated with the foreigners, he was probably part and parcel of the original discussion, especially the international community. Remember, at the peak of Mandamano, there was the story that Kalonzo Musyoka was visited by foreign diplomats, the US government, the US ambassador, British ambassador, the European Union, and several other individuals used to visit Kalonzo Musyoka. Which means, if this deal were to go through, then the international community will have to take credit. And Kalonzo Musyoka understands the origin, how it began. So for that continuity, I think they needed Kalonzo Musyoka on the team. So I tend to think that Kalonzo Musyoka has been brought because of the contact he had with the international community. So that he will be reporting back to them. They will be going to him, how is the talks progressing? We'll tell them, this is how it's going. And we think that probably Kenya Kwanza are failing on this side, or our team, blah, blah. So for me, that's the other reason. Number 3, the Azimio team needed someone who is stable in the team, stability in the team, someone who is respected from both sides. If you looked at the previous team which was appointed, that was a group of hardliners. You have Sifuna, you have Olekina, but now you have Kalonzo Musyoka, a former deputy president, a former vice president of the Republic of Kenya, a former minister for foreign affairs, Wiper party leader, a co-principal, definitely in Azimio, there's going to be that kind of respect. You will not expect, for example, ODM leaders from within Azimio to start attacking him. You will not expect Jubilee leaders from the other side to start attacking Kalonzo. Why would you attack Kalonzo? Kalonzo is ananga ubaya. So for me, I think they needed stability. Someone who is respected by both sides. I even think that William Ruto himself might not have problem with Kalonzo leading the Azimio side. Number 4, in my view, I think also Raila Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta wanted to show their seriousness with this team or with this process. And to show the seriousness, they gave their best, if you ask me. If you look at the team, we have Kalonzo Wamalwa. Then you go to parliament, you have Mnazi, who is representing Coast, and I think there is something special about this lady and Raila Odinga. Then you go and pick Okongo Omogeni from the Senate, another best, who is definitely going to deal. I think the role of Okongo Omogeni in this team will be to look at the legal aspect so that they won't be conned. So that's Kalonzo Musyoka. But why do you think they picked on Eugene Wamalwa and not Martha Karua? For me, if you ask me, Eugene Wamalwa is actually the face of Uhuru Kenyatta in this team. Eugene Wamalwa has been consistent in his support and belief in Uhuru Kenyatta. For those who follow the politics of this country, it is said that before Uhuru Kenyatta picked William Ruto as his deputy in 2013, he had actually settled on Eugene Wamalwa as his running mate. Then William Ruto came from nowhere. So it's representing the interest of Uhuru Kenyatta. And I think also because Uhuru might not really trust his people, the Kikuyu nation, the way he trusted people like Sabina Chege, you know, people like Monica Joma, who ended up betraying him, people like, let's say, Kanini Kega. So for me, I think that's why Wamalwa is there. Kenyatta is a Kenyatta choice. And also the Luya factor. You know, sometimes politics is about numbers. Politics is a game of numbers. You have to look at the numbers. Azimio, where are their numbers? Luya, Luo, Coast. Then you go to Kalonzo, stronghold. Mount Kenya voted for Raila Odinga this time, last time. So it's there, but coming Konyuma. So it means if you have 5 slots and you are to share amongst your support base, then it's just fair to give the strongholds. For Omogeni, I've explained, probably because Raila Odinga needed another stable hand, experienced, sober, but very sharp with legal matters. Then Amina Mnyazi, the face of women, and also coastal region. But why do you think Azimio decided not to have anyone from the mountain? Because that's another issue. Many Kenyans believe that Mount Kenya is one of the biggest voting blocks we have in the Republic of Kenya. And therefore, they needed someone to represent them in this team. But from Azimio's side, nobody from the mountain. Why? I think number one, Azimio believes very strongly that Kenya Kwanza will definitely front someone from the mountain. Kimani Ichung'wah is already there. Will represent the interest of the mountain. Then, again, Jubilee politics. If you look at these appointments, it's about parliamentary representation. Kalonzo, Wiper. DAP Kenya, represented by Wamalwa. The other leader would have been Uhuru. Uhuru cannot sit here. Then who is the party leader of Jubilee? Do we bring Sabina Chege? I don't think that can work. And also trying to think that there's this story of Karua's failure to deliver. So you can't appoint Martha Karua to this team for 2 reasons. Martha Karua is a hardliner. Number 2, she failed to deliver when she had the opportunity. Already she's planning to run for the presidency, but she failed to deliver for Raila Odinga. So, yeah. And there's also the internal war in Azimio, especially between leaders from the mountain. They are fighting themselves. There is Martha Karua, who is fighting with Mwangi Wairia. Then there is now Peter Munya, who Uhuru Kenyatta is fronting. Then there is Jeremiah Kioni, who has been with Azimio. So who do you pick from that team? You pick Karua, the others will complain. You pick Kioni, the others will complain. You pick Mwangi Wairia. I don't know what you think. That's my take. Thank you, and may you have a good day. Bye-bye. Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny.